Chapter 6. Aaron entered the ambassador's house in the early evening. The images from the previous night wouldn't leave his mind. Emily's far too revealing dress, her dilated pupils, the scar on her arm. But as much as the questions circled in his head, he knew it wasn't his job to find answers. It wasn't his business. He had decided not to get involved. It was the best way to remain professional and to focus on what he was here to do, ensure the family's security. Everything else is not my problem, he told himself. When he stepped into the kitchen, Emily was already there, barefoot, wearing an oversized knit cardigan and leggings. Her hair was messily tied up in a bun, and she stared at a pack of crackers in front of her, absent-mindedly chewing on one. She noticed him, lifted her head, and looked at him with an expression somewhere between surprise and amusement. "Oh, you're here again, Agent Hotchner. Always punctual, always reliable. Did you learn that in security protocol, or is it just your nature?" Aaron remained calm, his gaze briefly sweeping over her before he stepped past the counter and poured himself a glass of water. "A good day to you, too," he said simply, his voice neutral. Emily raised an eyebrow, put down the cracker, and looked at him challengingly. "That's it? No moral lecture? No, 'Emily, this is unacceptable'?" She sank deeper into her chair and added mockingly, "I would have thought you were one of those guys who always interfere." "What you do is your business," he said smoothly, crossing his arms over his chest. Emily blinked in surprise and then slowly grinned. "Interesting," she murmured. "I really thought you'd be lecturing me like a school teacher by now." She leaned forward on the table, resting her chin on her hand. "Maybe you're not as boring as I thought." Aaron didn't respond, but he held her gaze steadily. He wasn't going to be provoked by her tone or behavior. If she was trying to challenge him, she wouldn't get a reaction. Emily scoffed quietly and pushed the crackers away. "All right, Oompa Loompa," she said with a broad grin, clearly just trying to irritate him further. Aaron merely raised an eyebrow, as if her attempt was as transparent as an open book. "That's really mature, Miss Prentice," he replied dryly, his tone just as calm as before. This time Emily actually laughed, letting her gaze wander over him. "Maybe you'll turn out to be entertaining after all." Aaron ignored her, maintaining his stoic composure, but deep down he knew Emily was playing a game and she was testing him. And although he had resolved not to get involved, he sensed that it wouldn't be as easy as he had convinced himself it would be. Emily remained seated for another moment, her smile both challenging and amused, before she stood and wandered barefoot out of the kitchen. "Well then, see you later, Agent Hotchner," she called over her shoulder. "Try not to have too much fun, okay?" Aaron didn't respond, simply watching her go. Once she was gone, he took a deep breath and shook his head slightly. "Stay professional," he told himself. But he couldn't deny that Emily was making it difficult.